Bueno, Esprada, buenas tardes a todos. Pedimos por favor la palabra y recordamos el nombre y el medio antes de empezar.
Okay.
Mister Rovira de VCF Radio. ¿Qué pasó hoy, Mister? Está una derrota que era muy importante hoy conseguir aquí la victoria. El equipo empezó bien en la primera parte, pero la segunda parte desapareció, sobre todo después de la lesión de Enzo Pérez. ¿Cuál es la explicación a la derrota?
The first half was good, but second half, especially after the injury of Enzo Pérez, it seems that it disappeared. What's your opinion about the match?
First half, I thought the game was there for us for the taking. I thought we played quite well up until the last third, but then we didn't show composure in the final moments. The second half was a big disappointment, and I think today, obviously with Lucas Orban coming on for João Cancelo, because I was concerned about the yellow card. I think one more tackle and he would have been sent off. Obviously, the substitution I was about to make, I wasn't bringing Enzo Perez off, and that obviously was again another change that I didn't want to make. And I agree with you, it did disrupt the second half, but we gave the ball away far too many times. And when we gave the ball away, Real Sociedad grew in confidence from our mistakes. And we couldn't, for some reason, pass the ball well in the second half. It was a very good pitch. I've got no excuses. The standards that we've set ourselves in this last 10 days of passing the ball, particularly in the second half of matches, wasn't reached in that second half today. And I'll have to watch the game back to understand completely why.
Siguiente pregunta, Héctor.
No, it's not.
Don't worry.
Okay, someone speak.
Aquí Héctor Gómez para Radio Sport en directo.
Don't worry.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. Pregunta.
Bueno, le querría preguntar, lo primero, si es un golpe muy duro, después de una inercia que parecía que el equipo iba creciendo, pero tenía que confirmarlo en la Liga, donde todavía usted no ha podido estrenarse con una victoria. Si es un golpe muy duro hoy este partido donde el equipo no ha terminado de engancharse, en la segunda parte se ha caído. Y lo segundo que le quiero preguntar
Héctor,
es...
vamos uno a una,
perdón.
¿vale? First question is, do you think it's a big setback for the team after the recovery of the last matches to face this match?
It's definitely a setback. You know, I can't sit here and say after a defeat of 2-0 that it's not a setback. You remember my words before the game where I said that we wanted to keep the momentum going, wanted to keep moving forwards. So obviously today, when you lose a game like that, but I think against Villarreal we lost, but I said that I actually was the happiest that I'd been in the second half. Today, I don't think any of us are happy at the end of the game, because in the second half we didn't play well, and we fell below our standards that we've set ourselves in this last 10 days, in training and in matches. We've got to pick ourselves up quickly. We can't afford to feel sorry for ourselves. We've got a game in 4 days' time, and we've got a game next weekend. But I'm aware that, you know, we have to start winning matches on a sustained basis, and today was a setback. You know, there's no point in me saying that. You know, you can lose any football match, but I think in the second half it was the performance that we dropped below our standards that I'm disappointed with, and the players, I'm sure, will be disappointed with as well.
¿La segunda cuál era?
Y le insisto en la idea que le han preguntado a usted muchas veces y siempre contesta lo mismo, pero es que en el equipo no se ven mejoras, incluso hoy se ha vuelto a ver merma. En defensa, yo le preguntaba hace unas semanas por el ataque, pero en defensa del equipo cada semana son errores gordos que cuestan puntos. ¿De verdad sigue sin pensar en reforzar el equipo? Seguramente no le guste la pregunta, pero se la tengo que hacer porque se la hace casi toda Valencia.
You say I always say the same thing in repeat to this question, but because it's a valid answer. You speak to anybody that tries to do business in the month of January, and it's very difficult. And I've said from day one that I want to work with the players that I have here to enable them to improve, for us to improve together. And I know that you obviously want to talk about signings, particularly after a defeat, but that's not where I'm at. You know, I understand that you may feel frustrated by the answer, but from my point of view, defensively today for 70 minutes, we didn't do that badly, but we didn't defend two crosses very well from the right-hand side. I was more disappointed not with the defending. I was more disappointed with us giving the ball away in the second half. We didn't pass the ball well. And I think we've got players in the team who can pass the ball. So you'll point towards defending. Yes, I agree. You can say that because we lost 2 goals. But I'm more concerned with the fact that we give the ball away in poor areas, and it allowed Sociedad to grow in confidence. I think they were very uncertain about us in attack. But then the more that we give the ball away, the more they became more confident, the more that they felt that they could win the game. And we brought a lot of the problems that we had today upon ourselves.
Siguiente pregunta.
Buenas tardes, de Damián Mucárcel, del diario de Mestalla. Disculpe que le insista, ¿usted pretende o quiere comentar al Valencia, a los valencianistas, que no quiere fichar porque quiere utilizar estos jugadores, porque no quiere que el club gaste dinero, o cuál es el motivo por el cual no quiere usted que el Valencia se haga cargo de por lo menos 2 fichajes, que es lo que hace falta?
Well, you're saying I need 2 signings, with respect. I think I'll make that decision. I think from my point of view, it's not a case of I don't want the club to spend money or the club don't want to spend money. I think the club have shown in this last 12 months they spent a lot of money on players. And it's my job as head coach to get the best out of the players that we have. I think you'll understand that. And there's this fascination always, particularly every time you lose a football match and the result doesn't go well and the performances aren't what the fans want, that let's sign new players, but that doesn't necessarily always correct the problem that you might think exists. And from my point of view, today, in the first half, I was relatively happy with large parts of the performance. In the second half, that wasn't obviously the performance that we wanted. But the idea of falling back to signings is the easy option for any head coach. I can blame it on this situation, that situation. They're not my players. No, I think I've got a very, very good set of players that I trust. And yes, we need to improve, but then that's natural for any team to want to improve. We're a young team as well. You understand that, don't you? We're a young team, and we will improve. Today doesn't feel like the right time to talk about that because I understand the disappointment of the Valencia fans will be great. And my disappointment is shared with them. And I don't shy away from my responsibilities. I take responsibility for the defeat today, and we'll work hard to try and correct it for them as soon as possible.
Yo quería preguntarle por eso, ¿qué mensaje le traslada usted a la afición, para que el equipo, por dónde pasan las claves para recuperar a este equipo, para que tenga de una vez por todas continuidad y regularidad?
We've got to pass the ball well and take our moments in the game that we create, and obviously defend well. I mean, there's no secret of the fact that I've been very open and honest with you about the second half, where I felt that we gave the ball away far too many times, and it enabled Real Sociedad to sustain attacks, and they just kept coming and coming and coming, particularly in the last 25 minutes. I think that the substitutes in the game meant having to make 2 forced substitutes, in my mind, meant that it gave us less options from the bench, which is obviously something that obviously is not what was wanted before the game. But my message to the Valencia fans is that they've shown great support in this last few weeks. I think they've understood what we've tried to do by bringing every player back into the squad and into the fold and giving everybody an opportunity. And I ask them for more patience because I accept that when we lose a game like this, that they don't believe it to be acceptable, but we're not sat here happy. I've just walked out of a very disappointed dressing room. I'm very disappointed myself, but determined that tomorrow we start again. And we've got to try and build up the faith and trust in the fans. I understand that completely.
Vale.
Muy bien, muchas gracias.
Muy bien, muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.